RetroMoose. I'm one of your hosts, Zach, and a little known fact about me is I am a giant fan of professional wrestling. In fact, I've been one pretty much my entire life, which means I've essentially run the gauntlet in terms of video games on this particular subject. Now, one of the strangest games in this genre was Rumble Roses. What in the blue hell was the deal with this game? Why embrace the creepiest fan demographic? It would be like developing the Brony Convention Grabby Hand Simulator. Gross. No, but seriously, why was there a mud wrestling match type? Ah! One of the strangest games in this genre was WWF In Your House. It was released in 1996 from the now defunct Acclaim Entertainment. The purpose of the game was to showcase all of the over-the-top characters and violence of the WWF by way of copying the living shit out of Mortal Kombat. I'm not kidding, there should have been a lawsuit about this, it was so obvious. So in the late 80s and early 90s, WWF had developed a bit of a foothold on arcade wrestling games. And the next thing you know, we're in the middle of the biggest drought in wrestling, and the previous generation's game systems were dead. So WWF comes to one of a dozen game developers at the time, kicks in the door and says,
"Hey, we need to be on home consoles again."
Well, we're not really versed in wrestling mechanics per se, but we could throw a wrestling color palette over a really awkward 2D fighter.
Good enough.
So yeah, In Your House is made in the same format as Mortal Kombat 3, with the quasi-photorealistic fighters with 10 different wrestlers to choose from. The amazing thing? Mr. Perfect on commentary with Vince McMahon voice cranked up to fucking 11.
Biggest superstars of the WWF's new generation.
The stupid thing, the fucking ridiculous exaggerated moves clearly created by someone who didn't understand that the wrestling gimmicks weren't meant to be taken at the goddamn absolute literal level. Stop making Davey Boy Smith's head turn into a goddamn bulldog's head. So to avoid actual lawsuit litigation, In Your House doesn't have traditional Mortal Kombat fatalities. However, it does boast super pins, aka the extra credit fuck you to your opponent when you win the match. A lot of the super pins are extensions of the characters, such as The Undertaker making his opponent into a tombstone, or Goldust turning them into a giant Oscar, or Hunter Hearst Helmsley sucking his opponent into some alternate dimension lamp? Or Ultimate Warrior being Raiden? Oh, come on, they didn't even try on that one. So yes, the game modes are limited, the roster bizarre at best, but the premise is so weird that it's at least worth a look. So professional wrestling in Mortal Kombat, who would have ever thought that would have worked as an idea? Oh,